100 years ago, who would have known that man would soon fly into the stratosphere? And how could we tell the dreamers that we use their creations for war? After a century of ascension, flight is once again revolutionized. For it is in that infinite sky that we feel that we are one with the heavens. Beyond the distant horizon, there lies a great many secrets, an overabundance of shadow and mystery that may never be spoken of. It is within that eclipse that insurrection of villainy scoped, and said villainy was soon to be our adversity. From the endless void outside our home, from another one afar, be it inevitable the darkness from space descended, now beyond the endless horizon, be it yet ill-starred that the darkness pierced the world in villainous form. Now beyond the endless horizon, there lies a military united. Flight shall be their highest weapon in the encounters that be. They be those who take to the skies to take on the adversity. Through adversity, to the stars. This land is buried in mystery. Yet for so long I've known how every soldier here dies, how every battle here ends, but I don't know who won. I am Major Ruslan Murkov of the International Special Alliance Forces Air Force. We've been defending Queensland against an extraterrestrial insurgents for quite some time now. I had first come here in the autumn of 2014 as a young, adventurous aviator from Eastern Europe. Ever since, I've been called to return again and again to provide protection against the darkness. This time, however, would be unlike any other. I myself was about to see why. Gentlemen? Ah, Major. And so we meet again, Major Rurikov. I don't mind coming here. I just wish it wasn't to repel the enemy again and again. I know, right? We spend too much time behind the scenes in this place. Sooner or later we have to look at the result of what we've achieved. I still have the Prairie Hotel on my wish list, comrade. Very nice. I still owe you a drink down there. Good evening, gentlemen. Soren? Soren, let me guess, you're at the tip of the spear again? Sure am. Gonna be taking a lot of the heat. Even for an attacker pilot, you take way too much punishment, Soren. I know, but it's a necessary sacrifice. More people are going to live to rebuild afterward. Anyway, time to get down to business. Take it away, Major. Alright, boys. This is it. The final push. Sirak and his Space Hunter forces are starting to fall, but they're not weakening in terms of strength or firepower. They still have a few cards left to play. They intend to do a tactical assault on the town of Prairie, like they did last time. The success of Operation Stratocumulus in Corinna has pretty much given us a permanent advantage. To exploit this victory, the General Staff planned a winter campaign of continuous and highly ambitious offensive operations, codenamed Saturn. Now Strakowski has reduced his ambitious plans to a relatively small campaign codenamed Operation Winter Storm. Yes, or as we like to call it, Little Saturn. We'll be fighting on the plains again. As I've seen in Korea, the aliens can now take over unmanned vehicles and are turning them against us under their command. Which brings me to my next point. Their forces are being multiplied through this method. As it turns out, Australia had been developing new UCAVs as part of the Huenden experiment. The what? It's part of a program of greater refurbishment of the entire Southern Defense Initiative being led by our Weapons Development Department. I thought that was just a story. At least when I heard of it, I thought it was a joke. The actual science behind the majority of this project was a secret, but the concept alone has caused many to feel regret in agreeing to take part, driving a very clear wedge between them and the project's loyal followers. Walter Campbell. Who? No doubt he has something bigger in mind for the initiative. The design mandate for these UCAVs called for interceptors capable of rapid responses. The alien takeover of these weapons we were building to defend against them is a massive blow to us. It was clear that some of this was not in the results that we had hoped for. Faith in the project has reached an all-time low and it has run out of steam, yet some people are still pushing it. Yep, that's something a little too common for comfort here. Yep, you're still starved of water. What's been going on within the coast? Oh right, Townsville was just threatened by one of their divisions on the 13th and 17th, or last Sunday and last Thursday. They came in from a few directions on a course to strike major buildings. We're away, Guardian, Hunter, and I repelled the assault, but some still managed to get through. Damn. They must have been using Battery Downs, Guru, or Ewan, or some other place like that as a breachhead. We still don't know yet. Oh yes, absolutely. In other news, Lieutenant Colonel Alar has been sent up into orbit to support us. Huh, how convenient. So what is this project we're up against? We'll be up against alien starfighters and alien warships, fighting much more ferociously than they did before. But with the Hewenden experiment, we have been resurrecting the old concept of rocket-powered planes. Ramjet technology is also being used again, so these things are fast. Very fast. They are also heavily armed, another Aussie tradition if I dare say so. Oh yes, eccentric, thy name is Australian. So we'll be dealing with rockets, ramjets, and alien starfighters. We need to be the best of the best, the Australian aces of aces, if we are able to overcome Sirac and his machines. They are fast and deadly, but so are we. Oh yes we are. Amen to that. My friends, tomorrow will be the day. If we win here, the Commonwealth of Australia will be forever freed from this tragic chapter in her unsung history. All these years of endeavor will come down to this. Victory will soon be ours, but only through unity can our duty be achieved, through which our destiny will be achieved. Only through dark times like this is it realized. Now that it is realized, all that's left is to proceed. It's been an honor, comrades. Let's go for it. Yes, let's! Get some sleep while you can. We have a very busy day ahead of us. Get a good sleep while you can. Remember, fear is in your head. Fear isn't real. Fear is a choice. Good night. And good luck in the morning. Hey, Ruslan. Yes, Wedgetail? You do intend on making it back home alive, don't you? Oh yes, I do. We don't need you to die fighting, we need you to fight to the end. And you need to be alive for that. Oh yes, I am. You wish to go down to the races with us once all this is over? I'm sure of it. It's good to know that they're still going after all these years. Yep, always a strong community. Anyway, you best go get some sleep, boy. Why do you keep calling me young? You're only a few years older than me. Which is still pretty young. Yes, there are times when I forgot about that. Yes, this was it. The final push. We would take to the skies once again and race across the plains of Prairie to achieve the goal that we have endeavored towards. The forces of darkness would be waiting for us. They are also ready for the coming battle. I suppose it wasn't going to be any other way. At this point, how could it? Ever since the beginning of the alien invasion in 2010, this land had been shattered and on the verge of revolution. Destruction and instability became nigh unstoppable, though thankfully it never reached that point. The Vrabach Foundation then took matters into their own hands, attempted an invasion of their own, and began purges as soon as they gained a foothold. We had managed to restore everything at last, but the campaign is not done yet. The time has come to fulfill our destiny. It was now the other side of dawn. Operation Winter Storm. The final confrontation.
En primer lugar, me alegro de que debamos proceder con nuestro viaje pronto. Entonces, Estoy furioso porque desprecio a las fuerzas terradas y a sus aliados. Haciendo la argumentos teóricas del soldado a horrores de la universidad. El bosque, el social sociales, gobierna, profesionalidad, servicio, absorción de exonera. Yo Sirac, es un usarote, la directiva de destrucción de la tierra, se ha convertido en una fascinación. El evolucionado mundo con mi ser, y ahora se ha convertido en el destino para mí. Después de los tiempos de pala sin fin, he demostrado ser sobreviviente. Pero sí que mi tiempo pronto estará sobre mí. Ahora, ha llegado el momento de destruir la tierra y expandir mi reino a las estrellas.
Morning all. Good morning. Guardian, Hunter, and Savage flights are already on the field. The enemy has launched a major offensive. Their forces within the plains and directly outside have been reorganized, once again under the command of Sirac. As we continue to build strength, in an effort to allocate as many resources as possible to the eventual launch of the planned Operation Saturn, the enemy's air unit has begun an attempt to supply their forces through an air bridge. It's probably the Vrabak remnant again, or whatever's left of it. Either way, they have proven incapable of carrying out their mission, and it's now obvious that a successful breakout could only occur if it was launched as early as possible. Sirac has decided to plan and launch immediately. But wait a second, the human and experimental forces will still be lying in wait. If we launch our operation, they'll pounce.
With their rocket engines, they won't have a lot of time in the air.
And they'll make quick work of us, as best they can.
I'm willing to bet they hired expendable muscle too.
Our operation will commence at 1 o'clock today.
As usual?
That's right, we're going into the deepest dark now. The only question left is, how? It will not be quietly. You said it, the mystery king of knowing nothing. That's me. What are we waiting for? Let's go get him. Alright, I'll make sure my plane is ready.
Alright, I'll be right with ya.
Windhover.
Yeah?
I've been told of that moment when you had to unleash the Korak swarms to help us save the invasion. The very aliens that took part in the invasion. What did it feel like to unleash them after all they've done?
I believe I've done what I had to do. I've taken the first step toward the future. No one ever said the trip would be an easy one.
Yes. Crazy.
Besides, I put them back after we were done.
Fair enough. Even so, let's take another step forward.
A step or a leap?
Precisely.
Of the Commonwealth of Australia and North is now in the hands all soaring into the skies as citizens. May we all, citizens of the world over, see these trials through. Oya Kali.
forces. Operation Winter Storm has commenced. Hopefully our revision wasn't too much of a setback. All units, advance!
Solar to alarm. Your mission is to provide aerial surveillance and orbital defense. Destroy any high-altitude enemies.
Looks like this guy didn't fare so well against the aliens. What are you gonna do with that? You never know.
This is AWACS Solway to all forces. We've had to quickly revise our operation, but our ground forces have blocked the enemy advance, so we're ready to go. All units, commence Operation Winter Storm. Meteor engaging. Star Raven engaging. Skyfighter engaging. Guardian engaging.
I'm locked and loaded, ready when you are.
Runaway engaging. Hunter moving out.
savage, moving out.
Villages on the way. The enemy is advancing. Oh shit, they can fit through the gates.
Havoc, roger. Providing support to the troops.
Any fighter battalions read me. Enemy ground forces are closing in. Requesting air support. This may be tougher than we thought. We got hips dropping Bravo infantry right in front of the camp. Leave that to our guys. Just get to the choke point and hold back their armor. Do not make the ultimate sacrifice too quickly. We will need you alive to rebuild this place after the war.
Havoc to villain. We're going in.
Tally multiple enemy fighters coming in from the northwest. CT-1s. It's the Devil's Broomsticks.
Damn, I'd like to keep helping out our tanks, but I've got enemy fighters hot on my tail here.
We'll be able to offer some more help if we can get rid of these guys.
Watch out.
Guardians 4 and 5, cover the rest of us. Got one in my sights.
Skyfighter 1, Splash 1.
Check your 6, Meteor 1. One's on ya.
Enemy on my 6. Breaking. We have no time to lose.
Star Raven 2, Fox 2. Kill him! Queenslander! The enemy's deploying armored vehicles.
Armored vehicle destroyed.
Hell yeah! Villain, take out the enemy armor in front.
Roger. We've got plenty of ammo just waiting to be used.
Crusader flight deploying reinforcements. Scouts report gunships at the end of the valley. Take them down in any way you can.
Leave it to us, sir.
You got him!
All companies move into pincer formation at current speed. We're gonna cut them off.
Firing cannon.
Stand firm. We have to buy time for the other units to establish a defensive line around the plains.
Our ground forces have reached the enemy airfield. All squadrons provide backup immediately.
Oh my!
We've got rocket interceptors coming in.
Star Raven 4 firing electric beam. Welcome to Australia. Star Raven 2 firing super shells. The interceptors are closing in at very high speed. All planes spread out. Stopney! Smoke!
The enemy commander has no choice but to retreat back to the other side of the Flinders River, leaving the encircled enemies to their fate. Nice work. Now return to base and refuel and rearm immediately. We need you to be on standby for the next phase. Roger that. All planes RTB.
It was enough for us, at least for the time, but gaining the advantage can only provide sanctuary and assurance for so long. As we talked about before all this, much of the firepower the aliens wield is the working of our projects that we were making in the shadows. This still makes no sense. Ever since the last incident, much of my questions are now answered. Only a few of the people that were abducted last year, such as Guardian 4, have been reclaimed. Others, such as that poor photographer girl, are now left in the stars. But every now and then more questions just keep coming up. Who is leading this project? What could it lead to? And what else is there? Perhaps this could be Australia's first step to one of the great powers, or beyond, even. The answers will come soon. For now I must focus on finishing this battle. If I am losing my soul and I know it, I have a soul to lose. It's time. The final act. The deciding moment. The finish line is now in sight.
All planes commence Operation Winter Storm Phase 2. It's time to finish this. Move into mission formation. Are to spread out and close in on the remaining enemy units. Show no mercy. Guardian Tank Battalion confirms the gang's all here.
The line is pushing in to clear out the remaining enemy.
Walleye Signal Battalion, Roger, we got your back. Attackers, we're now in range. Commence as many attack runs as you can. This is Hunter. Confirmed more enemy rocket fighters. Look out! Got one on my tail. I'm gonna shake him off somehow.
Whoa! He's getting away. Come on, lad. Bring me alongside him.
Our infantry is taking major casualties. They won't last long down there. Guardian, Roger. Moving into support. We can't lose you now. Direct hit! Direct hit! But they're still going. Yes, we've just got to keep hitting them. I have visual on the enemy headquarters. Skyfighter, Hunter, Star Raven, you're with us. Let's get in there. Yes, sir. Roger. Everyone else, spread out and support the ground forces. An anemic effort from conceited creatures. Today, we become the forces of Earth. All teams, I've got this one. Roger that. Good luck, Ruslan. We've got new fighters incoming. Whoa, these guys must be the pinnacle of the experiments. They sure are. The enemy fighters are closing in. Don't worry, we've almost got all of them. All enemy fighters destroyed.
The sky is ours.
It's all up to you, Ruslan. End this once and for all. I never thought you would be this skilled. Gosvidanya Sirak.
Se doch benutze. Ja, Herr Kaido.
All enemy forces are surrendering or destroyed. Operation Winter Storm successful. We did it? We really did it! Yahoo! Great work, everyone. I'm proud. Proud of all of us. That was the best piece of flying I've ever seen. All squadrons, we have a clean slate. That's all there is. Come on home, heroes. We're waiting for you. Yes, we are home at last.
At last, it is all over. It was always going to be won by one side or the other, but now the deciding moment has passed. I will return, I'll be sure of it. But by then the guns will have rusted, grass will have grown, and there will be nothing left of any of this. The land will heal itself, as everything does in the end. We'll be long gone by then, but maybe not forgotten. History will only remember 1 in 1,000 of us. Then the future will be filled with stories of who we were and what we did, how we lived, how we fought, how we died. When this is all over, they will remember us. But until that day comes, we will stand, we will look death in the eye, and we will watch over this land. Goodbye, Prairie, and thank you.